Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Super Wrestling Federation's Saturday Night Powerslam! Take a look at the entrance ramp and you know that you were gazing upon the legendary tag team, the Troutbusters, grandfather, grandson, Ed Trout, Brandon Trout, made their debut at last year's Halloween Spectacular Face Your Fears, and they're still here. The Troutbusters, one of the original tag teams here at the SWF. And here comes another pair of tag team. The Longhorn Big Texas Todd, the Tough Gal Whiskey Marie. Two big bad Texans, not afraid to fight, not afraid to bleed. They'll do whatever it takes to pick up the win. Referee Johnny Ovaki rings the bell. The match begins. Brandon Trout, Whiskey Marie are going to start things off for their respective tag teams. Wait a second. Oh! She was not willing to go for that Irish whip. Was able to fight back. Still has the strength, stamina, and energy. Oh my goodness, but that headbutt is definitely going to take you down a few notches. Look at that drop kick! Whiskey Marie falls out of the ring! Brandon Trout fixing his trunks there. That dropkick may have almost knocked him out of his trunks. He made her go flying out of the ring. He did a backflip. I imagine that may have almost knocked him off. The ladies in attendance would have gotten a show they didn't pay for. Oh, punch to the stomach. Down goes Brandon Trout. The Woodpecker. Feeding knees. And a falling fist drop to the face of Whiskey Marie, the tough gal, paying her respects back with knees to his face. She doesn't care what gender you are. She doesn't care how tall you are, what your muscle mass is. Doesn't matter your name, where you're from, how many titles you've had. Whiskey Marie will take on any and all challengers. That's what makes her a dangerous foe. Here at the SWF, beautiful back body drop. Brandon Trout wisely going back to his corner, tagging in his tag team partner, Ed Trout. Look at that tag team work. The Troutbusters showing why they belong together in the SWF, why they deserve to be the first ever SWF Tag Team Champions, why they deserve to be cemented into the legacy of SWF as the greatest tag team in its history. Wait a second. Oh my goodness, reverse spinning tornado DDT by Ed Trout. Recently we saw Ed Trout take on the big Longhorn, Big Texas Todd. He was victorious over this man, but now they meet up in tag team action. A most dysfunctional tag team, inconsistent with wins and losses, is Whiskey Marie and Big Texas Todd, but tonight they're hoping to gain the big W against the Troutbusters. There have been rumors for weeks about the SWF bringing in new championships, and I can confirm that we will be having new champions and new championships here at the SWF. Tag team titles are on the way. We're going to have a secondary title, possibly even more, but that's all I can say for now. But right now, let's focus on the action in the ring. Ed Trout, oh, eats a Pele kick courtesy of Whiskey Marie, but look at that. Brandon Trout rolls her up and then stomps on her stomach with 2 feet, jumping at least a few feet into the air. The throat thrust takes down the Woodpecker. Tough Gal dragging the Woodpecker away. Eats a boot to the face. Off the ropes and, nope. Looks like he changed his course there. Uh-oh. Oh, no, 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 no. They're working together here. Oh, double knees to the face. Down goes one half of the Troutbusters, Brandon Trout. Now in dangerous territory as he's in a back and forth striking contest. Elbow, punch, elbow, punch. Down goes Brandon Trout. Big Texas Todd holds a single victory over Brandon Trout. Ed Trout, however, holds a victory over Big Texas Todd, but right now he's towering over them both and facing them both on his own. Fresh off the heels of a victory over Big Texas Todd, I imagine Ed Trout is feeling rather confident, knowing that he has slayed and beaten this big Texan. But don't let wins get to your head. The moment you get caught up in your own fantasy of wins and how great you are, that's the moment you're going to be humbled. Stay humble always. Be prepared for the unexpected. Here we go. Ed Trout locks up with Whiskey Marie. Big Texas Todd was trying to stop Ed, but realized he had to get back to his corner before the referee got involved. Now we know that the referee, Johnny Ovacki, has been very lenient with the rules. He says that he's a laid-back guy. He wants to see how things turn out. He says he doesn't like to do countouts. He doesn't like to do disqualifications. But he says that if his hand is forced, he will forcefully enforce the rules by any means necessary, even if that means getting involved in the action. He says he's willing to let things play out for the entertainment of the crowd. But he says that everybody has a limit. Even a relaxed guy like him. Brandon Trout with the Irish whip. Oh my goodness, with the flapjack. Drops Big Texas Todd on his Big Texas face. Headbutt from the Woodpecker. Irish whip in. The front flip onto the chest. Oh, beautiful lariat. Look at this. Brandon Trout with the double stomp. And now taunting over the carcass. Shooting star press on the ground. Goes for the pin. The rope break is called by the referee. Brandon Trout has him. Oh my goodness. Knee to the back of the head. That's exactly the maneuver Rita Rotten used to defeat Von Stott to retain the SWF World Championship. Brandon Trout has him locked up good. Whiskey Marie looks like she wants to stop it. And she does. She gets in there. She kicks him. And then she does a front flipping splash. A front flipping senton rather onto Brandon Trout. And now both Troutbusters in the ring. Wisely retreating. Big Texas Todd goes to his corner and tags in Whiskey Marie, who now locks up, takes a strong left hook there by Ed Trout. The Living Legend and the Woodpecker. Two members of the incredible tag team known as the Troutbusters. Oh no, the right arm of Ed Trout is in trouble by Whiskey Marie. Back and forth, striking contest between Whiskey Marie and Ed Trout, trying to fight for supremacy. Look at this super kick by Ed Trout, takes her down. Looks like he won the back and forth contest. Spear by Ed Trout, going for the pin now. 1, 2, oh, interrupted there. But Brandon Trout getting some payback as he drop kicks Big Texas Todd, knocking the big man off his giant legs. Wait a second here. Beautiful counter there by Whiskey Marie. Look at the speed, the great in-ring awareness, and now the figure 8 submission hold. Ed Trout is in dangerous territory, and Big Texas Todd goes to stop Brandon from interrupting the submission, but Ed Trout has his back as he punches Big Texas Todd in the back of the head, and then turns around with a fury of strikes, taking down Whiskey Marie. Beautiful spear there by Ed Trout, taking down Whiskey Marie. Oh, the submission hold applied once again. An interference from the tag team partner. Knees to the face, takes down Brandon Trout. Whiskey Marie tags in Big Texas Todd. Looks like they're going to double team against him again. It's going to be time for the double knees. Oh my gosh. How that doesn't knock that man unconscious. Oh no! Speaking of being knocked unconscious, Big Texas Todd accidentally just ran into the referee, Johnny Ovacki. I think Ovacki's been busted open. There's blood on his forehead, I'm sure of it. Oh my gosh. We need to get some medical staff down here pronto. Wait, he's back to his feet. I think he's okay. Brandon Trout with the strength of 100 men. Look at that sit-down powerbomb. 2.9 almost secured the victory for the Troutbusters. So close, but no cigar. Brandon now tags in Ed. Here we go, tag team work from the Troutbusters this time. We saw that earlier in the match, but it's been a minute since we've seen them work together in double team fashion. Going for the pin now, 1, 2, and... Oh, Whiskey Marie interrupts the pin. I think for sure the match would have been over otherwise. Look at this submission hold by Big Texas Todd. He's got Ed Trout bent in half. Beautiful axe kick there by Ed Trout. My goodness, the living legend. Despite his age, this man fights with all of his might. He's got so much energy, so much stamina, so much strength. This guy is incredible. Oh no, he better get out of there. They've got him cornered like a pack of hyenas. Oh, she got a few cheap shots in there. Wait a second, Ed Trout going off! Look at that! Ed Trout takes her down! Brandon Trout capitalizing, bouncing off the ropes, front flipping senton, goes for the shooting star press, pin combination, and Trout tries to stop the Longhorn, and he does successfully! The match is over! It's all over! Brandon Trout picks up the pinfall over Whiskey Marie. Big Texas Todd with the stalling suplex takes down Ed Trout, but it's too late. The Troutbusters are victorious in tonight's tag team match.